Hi, Mrs. Zapone here, and today we're going to learn how to convert between different temperature scales. And this will be super handy if you ever go to Europe. That way you know how to dress and understand the weather report. So let's just do these questions 1 through 4. We have two magical formulas here. I only give you two formulas, so you're going to use these formulas for all your conversions. These will be the only two formulas you get on the test, so you got to know how to algebraically manipulate them if necessary. But let's just do some problems. While in Europe, the weatherman says it will reach 30 degrees Celsius today. There's going to be a high temperature of 30. Hoorah! Should you wear a jacket? What temperature is that in Fahrenheit? And hopefully you know that 30 degrees Celsius is going to be a warm temperature. You should not wear a jacket. But let's actually do the conversion. We know that it's going to be 30 degrees Celsius. What temperature is that in Fahrenheit? Well, I'm giving a Celsius temperature, and I want to know a Fahrenheit temperature. Which formula has a C and an F in it? Well, the first one. We're going to use this formula. And I'm calculating the Fahrenheit temperature. So Fahrenheit equals 1.8 times the temperature in Celsius, which is 30 degrees. It's going to reach 30 degrees today, plus 32. And that's all you really have to do is plug in the temperature for the Celsius temperature. 1.8 times 30 is going to be 54. Plus 32 is going to equal 86 degrees Fahrenheit. So if you go to Europe and there's going to be a high temperature of 30 degrees, do not wear a jacket. It is going to be 86 outside. So you take, we're calculating Fahrenheit, and you take the unit you know, and you just plug it in for the appropriate letter. Let's do the second one. A Turkish friend wants to bake you some baklava, and he needs to set your oven to 180 degrees Celsius. What temperature is that in Fahrenheit? What temperature should he set your oven to? Well, we have 180 C. We want to know Fahrenheit, so again, we're using this formula. We have a C in there and a Fahrenheit. So we are going to say Fahrenheit equals 1.8 times 180. You insert the Celsius temperature for C. This is where you go. 1.8 times whatever the temperature is in Celsius, plus 32. And when you multiply 1.8 times 180 and you add 32 to it, you're going to come up with 356 Fahrenheit. So you want to set your oven to 356, 350-ish, maybe a little more. So again, you just take the temperature in Celsius, you plug it in for C, you solve algebraically, you get your answer. Don't forget order of operations if necessary. Third question. Coffee is brewed at about 91 degrees Celsius. 91 degrees Celsius. What temperature is that on the Kelvin scale? So now we have a Celsius temperature and a Kelvin temperature. What formula do we want to use? Well, we want to use the second one because there is a K and a C in there. They're asking us what Kelvin temperature that is. So K equals C, whatever the temperature is in Celsius, plus 273.15. The temperature is 91 degrees, plus 273.15. And all you have to do is simply add them together, and you end up with a much bigger number than I have there because I subtracted them. 273.15 plus 91. 364.15. So the Kelvin temperature equals 364.15, and shame on me for subtracting them because the Kelvin scale can't be negative. That's on me. Degrees Kelvin. So that temperature in Celsius is 364 degrees Kelvin. All you do is take your Celsius value, plug it in, and you solve. That's it. You plug in the value you have in the appropriate letter. And the fourth one is a little bit tricky. Convert 50 degrees Fahrenheit into Kelvin. We have a Fahrenheit, we have a Kelvin. There is no formula with an F and a K in it. We could derive one and make one, but we are not going to. What we are first going to do is we're going to convert 50 degrees Fahrenheit into Celsius, and then we're going to go from Celsius to Kelvin. And converting 50 degrees Fahrenheit into Celsius is going to be a little bit different because right now we want to figure out what C is. We don't know what C is. We know what F is. So we have F equals 1.8 C plus 32. What I'm going to do is I'm going to plug in the 50 because I know it's 50 Fahrenheit. I have to plug in the 50 right here. I have to plug it in for that. 50 equals 1.8 C plus 32. If you know the temperature in Fahrenheit, you have to plug it in where the F is. You cannot plug it in where the C is. Now we have to solve for this C. We have to solve algebraically. And there's two terms on the right side of the equation. So hopefully my algebra gurus know the first step is to subtract 32 from both sides to isolate the variable. Minus 32. These cancel. So 1.8C is going to equal 18. 18 equals 1.8C. And if we now divide this side by 1.8, and we divide this side by 1.8, and we put 18 divided by 1.8 in our calculator, we will see that Celsius equals 10 degrees. So 50 degrees Fahrenheit is 10 degrees Celsius. The answer didn't ask us for Celsius though. It asked us for Kelvin. So now we got to take 10 degrees Celsius and convert it into Kelvin using this formula. And this is relatively simple. To get Kelvin, you take the temperature in Celsius, which is 10, and you add it to 273.15. So 10 plus 273.15 equals 283.15 degrees Kelvin. So again, when you're converting from Fahrenheit into Celsius, you have to insert the Fahrenheit value that you know in F. It goes in there. Don't always just plug in the value at C. Whenever you're going Fahrenheit to Celsius, you got to plug in the value here, and you have to algebraically solve this for C. You have to manipulate the formula because I'm only giving you these two formulas on the test, so you have to do this when you convert between when you convert Fahrenheit to Celsius. So hopefully this helps you solve or helps you with temperature conversions. Not too hard, just a bit of basic algebra, even pre-algebra in a sense. It's very, very simple. This is Mr. Sapone.